against the will of the Father.
And we go against their religious rhetoric that they are the supreme being. So who's winning out? Everyone's doing the same
somebody's
thing.
going to be right at the end.
Number one, nobody has to be right at the end. There is no right.
14 and 14.
Let's go. Brothers, thank you.
I've got two scriptures for you.
All right, let's get it out.
Two scriptures, yeah? Get that one, yeah?
Pleasure, man. I love you, okay, brother? I love you, okay?
Right, this is
I love you, okay?
this is second Ezra. Maybe you don't believe it or not. This is what we believe, because it's God's word. Second Ezra 6 and 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all. And the people also, whom thou hast chosen.
Right.
All this have I spoken before you, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. As for the other people, which also come as Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing and be like unto spittle.
Like I gave you the analogy before. If you created this kind of art or made it multiple different pieces, you can choose what you bring and what you don't like. So what all God's creation.
Would you characterize sort of black supremacists?
Well, we're not. Well, that's another thing I want to get. That's another thing I want to tell you, because we're not black. You're not black, brother. You're brown.
I agree. I had the same argument today.
Right.
My that's what you believe in now. Save the argument for you. But I'm not black.
Right.
I'm African. I'm melanated.
But
I hate the term black.
But you're better than an African. You're an Israelite.
I'm not better than African.
You're a Jew. You're the real Jew that the Bible says.
No.
Okay, let's read that now, because he's going to go. One more before you go.
Read that.
We got to go one.
You're the chosen.
This is the going.
But you can't see that.
This is the leaving scripture. Okay?
1 Corinthians
Send me up in peace.
14 and 38. But if any man be ignorant, let him be ignorant.
Yeah.
Wherefore, brethren, covet to prophecy and forbid not to speak. Covet to prophesy and forbid not to speak with tongues.
That's it, that's the point.
Yeah, that's pretty much
Anybody ignorant, we just say let them be ignorant. We told you who you are. So when the Lord comes back and you say, Lord,
I'm not leaving you on that note.
I'm sorry.
You're not taking the high ground on me, brother. What is ignorance? The word ignorance.
No.
It's to ignore. It's to ignore the fact that's in front of you. So if I factually tell you that there's 25 men before Jesus,
But you're gonna ignore
come
what we told
to
you.
die for our sins, and you're ignoring me,
No, where's the
then who's ignorant?
We need proof.
Thank you, brother.
But
We need proof. Internet, very easy to find. Google.com, 25 men before Christ. If you're willing to do it, then you are not ignorant. If you're not, you're ignorant. Love you, brother. Go. We'll see you in the kingdom.
Yeah, he's all right, but he's going down on this side because he ain't gonna get the truth. But the point of the matter is that you had a lot of men that said they was going to die for a nation of people. Why? Because they were bugged out. All right, the Most High didn't set them up to die for nobody. The Lord set up the Messiah, the actual Messiah himself, who the world called Jesus Christ, to die for the nation of Israel. So any other man coming up saying he's coming to die for his race, that man's bugged out his mind, or that woman's bugged out her mind. Okay? That's just the bottom line, man. We're going by exactly the information of the planet, the information of the Most High himself, and that's the Bible. You know what I mean? But then next time, brothers, I'll just do it,
Right, this is John 11 and 49. So I'll start at 49. And one of them named Caiaphas, being high priest that same year, said unto them, Ye know nothing at all.
Right.
Nor consider that it's expedient for us that one man shall die for the people.
Right, keep going.
And that the whole nation shall not perish.
Right, so it says that one man, not multiple different men throughout the ages, that's going to die for the people. No, one man, and that one man is Yahweh Shai, who the world called Jesus Christ, man. So in order for you to be that man or prophet, you have to be sent from the Most High. And we are sent from the Most High. You know, it proves that because we're doing everything according to what the Most High told us to do. Okay?
And it says,
Go on.
and that one man shall die for the people, and that the whole nation shall not perish not.
Right?
And this spake he, not of himself,
Right.
but being high priest that year, he prophesied that a Mashiach Yahushua shall die for that nation.
Right, shall die for that nation. So there's a Messiah that's going to die for the nation. All right, so you got a question or anything like that?
Sorry, what religion is this?
We're the Israelites. What would you call the real Jews, so to speak. That's the religion this is.
This is
All right, man. You know, so that's what we pushing out here. We pushing out what is it? The unfiltered truth. The earth's truth, and the earth's truth is His Bible. That one man shall die for the people, and that one man is the Hamashiach Yahushua. Okay, that's that. That's it. There's no other man that came after him or before him that died for the nation. Why? Because the Most High just set him up to die for the nation. Okay. Now we're gonna go back on topic on slavery. Okay. So let's read this. It says families such as the Beckford use their money and influence to buy seats in Parliament, corrupt the course of justice, and sway public opinion in their favor. In Liverpool, the Haywood brothers, Arthur and Benjamin, made their have the nerve to call themselves Benjamin too. It says, where is that? Right, made their initial portion of the slave trade. The banks they founded on their profit, all the Haywood and Sons and Co. would be absorbed in turn by the Bank of Liverpool, Martin Bank, and Barclays Bank. Another old high street bank connection to the slave trade can be traced back to the launch of Thomas Leyland banking house in 1807. Leyland was one of the 3 richest men in Liverpool. So you have certain companies, if you trace their line or you trace their the actual where the company stems back to, it stems back from the slaves. So this whole entire enterprise that makes up the society as a whole was already set up by the slaves. Okay, so like I'm gonna say again, until this society goes down, it's like it. If this society is still going on and on and on, then we're gonna continue to talk about slavery. Because Great Britain prospered so much and did so economically well because they had to go get a group of people from West Africa and from certain parts of Europe so they can work the land. But then after we work the land, now they're saying, look, you gotta get out of here now. Now you gotta go.
Talk,
you understand? And that's just the bottom line. So like I said, I don't care how many Edomites are dating our people. I don't really care. At the end of the day, they're gonna go into slavery. Thus saith the law. Thus saith the Bible. That's what's going on. Okay? And that's why they don't want us to talk about this history. Because when we talk about this history, it shames them and it makes them look horrible, man. And they are horrible.
Yeah.
They are nasty people.
That's right.
And they still nasty people to this very day. Okay? They haven't changed. So, you get me something, you got something. Try 11 and 5. What's that? Zechariah 11 and 5, something like that.
Yeah, that's not the one, but this is this one.
Yeah, is that one, yeah?
I'll bring this one up. Right, Zechariah 11 and South on 4. Thus saith the Lord, my power. Feed the flock of the slaughter.
A little bit louder too.
Sorry. Zechariah 11 and 4.
There you go.
Thus saith the Lord, my power. Feed the flock of the slaughter, whose possessors slay them.
Right.
And hold themselves not guilty.
And that's their mentality. Their mentality is, well, that was a long time ago. You gotta let it go. Because I didn't own no slave. Yeah, you did own a slave because you were back there. And if you didn't own a slave, you were the ones whipping the slaves. Facts. Alright? And then prospered after slavery was through and finished. But I won't even go as far as saying it's finished because it's still going on strong to this very day. And I wanna prove my point because if you check something out, on an economical scale, our people follow the working class sector. So in a sense, we are still a slave. In a sense, because you got people out here that don't have to work paycheck to paycheck, and then you got the majority of our people, whether they be in America or in Britain, they have to work paycheck to paycheck. So if you got to work paycheck to paycheck just to pay rent or pay bills, you basically a slave. Okay. You got crackers out here that can work and then go out and enjoy their 5 holidays. They can go to Peru 1 minute and then the next minute they can go to California and then the next minute they can go to let's just say Morocco, and they still got it financially set. All right. So that's just the bottom line. So these folks out here, they're gonna pay for what they do. They think they're not gonna pay, but they're gonna pay. All right, and they're not gonna pay because I said they're gonna pay. It's because the word of God says they're gonna pay. Let's get that right, okay? Let's get that correct. That's what I meant to say. Go on, brother.
And they that sell them say, "Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich."
Right, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich. And that's exactly how they feel and think. Because of the labor that they've had us do, which was free labor, now they feel thankful about that. And in their mind, they thinking about saying, thank you the Most High, that I'm rich. That's what they think. But not understanding those same riches that they got by thievery and bloodshed, those same riches are going to be translated into another kingdom. Okay, and that's what's going to go down, man. That's exactly what's going to go down. Go on.
And their own shepherds pity them not.
And their own shepherds pity them not. See that? So we're done with that. So we got something, yeah? So I want to continue to read this. It says, between 1782 to 1807, he trafficked almost 3,500 to Jamaica alone. He served as mayor of Liverpool in 1798, 1814, and 1820, and in 1901, Leyland and and Bullen's Bank would become part of the North and South Wales Bank, which in turn would be absorbed into the Midland Bank in 1908, which is now HSBC. So several other Liverpool mayors and members of parliament were also involved in the slave trade. Let's read that again. It says several other Liverpool mayors and members of parliament were also involved in the slave trade. Thomas Johnson, a slave since 1703, was an MP from 1701, right, to 23, which was 22 years. His son-in-law, Richard Giddard, and cousin James Giddard were between the mayor of Liverpool on 5 occasions from 1714 to 1750, 36 years. So even the parliament and those that were in that position also benefited. So the whole entire government structure of Britain benefited of our labor, and yet we receive no recompensation. But you know what though, we don't need that recompensation because we're gonna get way more than just that. We're gonna get the entire earth and then some.
Right.
Go on.
Daniel 7 and 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom.
Right. So the saints of the Most High, which are Israelites, are going to take the kingdom. So we don't care about no damn recompensation anyway. That's not going to matter. Go on.
And possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
Right. Because we have a world that we're going to possess. We have a people that we're going to possess, and it's all of these other peoples that the Most High created themselves. So the Lord is pretty much going to give us more than a recompensation from slavery. Okay, whatever Esau got to give you, it ain't, and if he does give us recompensation, it ain't going to be much. Because they got to keep all of that damn money for themselves and live lavishly, happy ever after. Alright? But like I said before, or should I say even better, like the scripture says, it says that the saints shall take the kingdom. So when you're taking down kingdoms, guess what? You're going to hoard a lot of wealth. And then also you're going to have access to natural resources that they have. And if you're in charge of the earth, you're ruling the earth, you have also in charge of the resources of the earth, and that includes man. So we're going to have all of that and then some. Why? Because of what they did to us. And also it was all backed by the will of the Father and the Arab slave trade too. Can't forget about the Arab slave trade. Because they also made a lot of money about our slavery as well. And they're going to pay for what they did as well. Okay? So we're going to do is we're going to continue reading on. Go on.
This is Isaiah 24 and 21.
Yep.
And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the hosts of the high ones that are on high,
Okay.
and the kings of the earth upon the earth.
Yep.
And they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in
And
a
we
pit.
just read that before, but that's the spirit. You know? So it's showing you right there that the host of the high ones of the heathen, the other nations outside of the nation of Israel, including them so-called Jewish cats over there in Israeli land, they're going to be put on cargo stations too. Because when you read the book of Isaiah 60, it tells you that you're going to have ships coming from Tarshish. And That's what's going to go down. So all of these other nations that slave our people, they're going into slavery too. All right? They're going right into slavery.
Jesus and Muhammad was cousin.
No, I didn't know that. But how's that possible?
And did you know
That doesn't make sense.
I am Turkish from the Mu, and you are the Turkish from the Mu. Did you know that?
Of course I know that.
We are. So what's in separating
But you know
us?
though, but you know though, my man.
What is separating us from? It's a
You know
Freemason.
what? You know what it is? I'll explain.
Peace.
All right. You came in peace. I'll shake your hand. Well, I want to say this. What information did you find on that?
Pardon?
What information did you find on Jesus and Muhammad being cousins?
Because they all work for human welfare.
That's not true.
It is.
That's not true. Because Muhammad, when you understand something, Muhammad was set up by the Roman Catholic institution to govern the Arabs. All right, under their
No,
philosophy.
it's not only Arab. Muhammad saying we are reflects of the Creator. We are all big family. We
But that wasn't the intention of Muhammad.
It is.
That was never the intention.
Okay,
The intention of
okay.
Muhammad was to lead the Arabs,
No,
all right,
no,
and
no.
to have them become Roman Catholics.
No. Okay,
That was the
Someone
point.
who explained very well, Ahmed Hulusi, yeah, write it there, please.
Bro, I'm not.
Ahmed Hulusi is not Imam or priest. He's a journalist
Right.
from Istanbul, okay, Greece. He's giving everything clear information. Very good.
But like I said, there's no information. There's no
On
information
YouTube,
proving.
Ahmed Hulusi.
My man. There's no information proving that the Lord is cousin to the Lord. Muhammad was a cousin to the Messiah. There's no.
No, I just make explanation for just a joke. But I mean, they are all believe in one point.
No, they didn't.
Women love.
They did it.
They did.
And it's not that simple. You can't just say it was love. It's not that simple. Because the thing of Islam and all of these different philosophies, the Most High didn't set them up to do all that. Okay, and that's all you always had that
I
back in the
really
ancient world. I've
recommend
already
you.
shake your hand already, bro. I don't have to shake your hand again.
I recommend you on YouTube Ahmed Hulusi, find it out. Both or
Muhammad is not in the Bible either.
Ahmed Hulusi, this is journalist, he's explaining very well all religions. Yeah, put it Ahmed Hulusi, God or Allah.
But what's the point you want me to do? What's the point?
Because they are hiding the real Bible and the
We
Quran.
already got the truth already.
This
Whatever
one,
they hiding, we
its
already got it.
explanation is beautiful, it's universal.
Give me Isaiah 18.
Right, Ahmed Hulusi,
You see, this is exactly what all of the other nations do. What they do is they set up philosophies of all kinds and they bring confusion. And that's why in this society you can't find the truth even if you wanted to find it. Because you gotta go through all of these lies and pseudo babbles and stuff like that, man.
Ahmed Hulusi.
You understand?
Please search Ahmed
Scripture
Hulusi.
says, go read that again.
Isaiah 8 and 20.
Ahmed
To the
Hulusi.
law and to the testimony. If they speak not according to this word,
Right, if they speak not according to his word,
it is because there is no light in them.
that's why he had to get down the fucking street. He's telling me, oh, Muhammad and the Lord were cousins. What kind of nonsense is that, man? That does not make no sense at all. So this is what we have today. We have a lot of psychobabble going on, a lot of untruths. And like I said, if you wanted to try to find the truth, you couldn't even find it because you got a lot of bullshit out there. Okay? That's pretty much flooded and pretty much guiding the truth. But that's all right because it tells you in the Bible that the elect will receive and find the truth. In Romans 11, it says Israel looking for, but the election have attained it, and the rest were blinded. Let's get that, brother.
Well, appreciate this for that. This is 1 Thessalonians 5:21. Prove all things. Hold fast that which is good.
Right.
Right, and it says prove, 1 Thessalonians 5:21.
Yeah.
Prove all things.
Right.
Hold fast that which is good.
Right. Hold fast to that which is good. Go on.
Which is prove all things like that.
Right. Okay, read that again. Read that
And
again.
it says here, 1 Thessalonians 5:21.
Uh-huh.
Prove all things.
Right, it says prove all things. So you can't just say some madness and you can't prove it. You got to back it up. And if it can't be substantiated, then don't talk about it, because then you're just going to be looking silly. You understand? And the same thing goes for us up here. Anything that comes out of our mouth, we have to back it up and prove it. You got this guy coming up talking about, the Lord, the Messiah was cousins with Muhammad. But Muhammad was in a different lifetime. Muhammad came 600 years after the Messiah died. So how can they be cousins? Come on, man.
Say he's in the spirit.
Right. He say he's in the spirit. Come on, bro. Come on, man. It's a one.
Romans 11:7. What then? Israel hath not attained that which it seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded.
Right, the election have attained it, and the rest were blinded. So that's the elect of the nation of Israel. Our people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Okay? The remnant of those will attain the truth and be gathered by the truth and saved. Go on.
According as it is written, Yahweh hath given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear, unto this day.
Right, so you got some people that are set up to just be blind forever and down to their destruction. And that's the majority of our people, the 2/3. Okay? So now that we're done with that, so now I'm going to go back to square one. We're going to cover these articles here about the slave trade. So let's read this. It says, it says, despite the prominence of Liverpool and Bristol and London, most British ports profited from some involvement in the slave trade. Some, like Glasgow, benefited from the importation of slave produce. Others, like Whitehaven and Lancaster, from direct trafficking in human lives. Between them, these two ports accounted for more than...
Chariots.
Oh, really?
Got the building.
Well, there it is right there. Can I see that? Well, there's two of them, right?
Yeah. Rakataya Hawa, Rakataya Hawa Shai, Rakataya Hawa. I'm gonna see if I can pick it out.
All praises and glory to Yahweh.
See if I can pick it out.
Yahweh Shai. Look at them flashing, boy. That's beautiful.
You get it on camera if you can, bro.
Yeah. Chariots to the Most High again, boy.
You're gonna have more phenomena of that happening. Because I'm even gonna confess certain things, man. Because it's like a chariot that looks before my house all the time, every day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got that too, brother, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, like there's like two, so-called UFOs that look right through my house, man. All the time.
Yep.
So that's showing you right there that the Most High is on his way. And the Lord is hearing the cries of the prophets.
That's right.
So what we're saying is more than just cycle Bible, baby. Because we're coming out of the Bible. And what everybody's going to find out in the shores of Britain is that the Bible was facts. It wasn't just a mystery book afterward. Okay? Eventually, y'all going to find it out. And what y'all can do is live your life and sleep good and think that the Bible is just a bunch of load of crap. If that makes you sleep good at night, hey, be on your way. But the point of the matter is the Lord is up there. The Lord is actually looking down on the saints because the cries are becoming great. And I was watching a video that the Apostle Aram Love did, man. And nowadays what you have is you have a lot of Northern Kingdom brothers waking up to the truth. Okay, you have a lot of Hispanics waking up to the fact that they're Hebrew Israelites now. And they setting up camps and they bringing out the same word we pushing, but in their own language. So what's happening is the closer we get to the end, the more the Lord is showing himself, man. We just saw 2 chariots that passed by the camp, once again. All right? As the so-called white man calls UFOs. So this is deadly serious, man. This truth is real. And it's getting realer and realer by the minute. Or should I say by the minutes. So let's continue on. And it says, right, so it says, despite the prominence of Liverpool, Bristol, and London, most British ports profited from some involvement in the slave trade of slave produce. Others, like Whitehaven and Lancaster, from direct trafficking from human lives. So like in human lives, between them, these 2 ports accounted for more than 43,000 enslaved Israelites being taken out of Africa. Okay? So I mean, that's a lot. If there's like 43,000 people standing in one area, that's a lot of damn people, man. Okay? That's a lot of people. So like I said, Great Britain and America is going to pay for the crimes that committed against the house of Israel. As they call niggas and stuff like that. They're going to pay for that. And you know what proves they're going to pay? Because we saw 2 chariots in the sky showing you that the Most High is going to start acting on these devils and you're going to start saving us. Because it tells you in in the book of Zechariah, I think it's 5, right? Where it speaks about how the prophet saw a flying roll, and it says that these shall enter into the house of the thief. So we're going to get that. Let's get that, brother.
Yeah, I'm going to put up the ones I saw recently. I'm going to put up videos about them, because some of them they let you film them, some of them they don't always let you film them.
Right.
But when they come over, sometimes they light up, and it's not just me talking. They actually light up into a bright light, and then they dim down, and then they go. And then it was happening a lot last night. Last night was the most busiest time I've seen Chariots be so move around so much.
Yeah, because it happens to me all the time. Like, you know, outside my house, man, where I'm at, directly, you know, looking directly at me, it's like what? One chariot that's there. And then when I turn to my left, there's another chariot looking at me again. So the Most High is watching this man.
Right.
Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna continue in the spirit, and read what you got.
Right. Zechariah 5 and 1. Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. And he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits.
Okay.
Then he said unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth.
Right, so it says that this is the curse that goeth over the face of the whole entire earth. Why? Because it's not a curse unto us, but it's a curse unto the heathen. Mainly the so-called Europeans, because they're in power right now. When the chariots come down, they do 2 things. They come to save and they also come to destroy. And that's going to be the main things that they're going to do when they come back down here. The main objective is going to be to save the nation of Israel, to elect the prophets, and then to destroy this entire system altogether and put an end to a stop to this bullshit society. Okay? Go on.
For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to.
And it says everybody that stealeth shall be cut off on this side according to it. Now, we all understand that the so-called white man, he stole lands, he stole people, and he stole wealth. Okay? And he's doing the same thing right now, killing loads of people at this very point in time. So, all of the atrocities that was done on the earth by the hands of the so-called Europeans, hey, it's going to be repaid, man. Alright, I don't care how long you living good, how long you've been living good for, how you got your daughters parading themselves like a bunch of, you know, princesses. They're going to have to pay. Okay? Go on.
And everyone that sweareth shall be cut off as on that side according to it.
Go on.
I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts.
What is he going to bring forth? Let's get Revelation 1. I don't see at the end of the day, the Most High doesn't care about if Esau done changed and he's more for people and he's more about righteousness and peace and love. The Lord don't care about all of that, man. The Lord is going to repay them for what they did on the earth.
Revelation 1 and 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him. And all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him.
So why all of the people of the earth are going to wail? Because the chariots of the Lord, they're going to come down and they're going to do 2 things, like I said again, and I'm going to say it one more time. The 3rd time coming, I'm going to say it. The Lord is going to come down here and he's going to do 2 things. He's going to save, and he's also going to destroy those that destroyed his people. That's what he's coming to do. And that's why you have Donald Trump. He's got a thing called the space military.
Yeah.
That's why Donald J. Trump is setting up a space military. Why? Because they know one way or the other they're gonna have to fight they're gonna have to fight the Lord when it comes back. You understand? So this thing is very real, brothers. This thing is so real. But see, the masses of the people, they don't know shit what's going on. They're so caught up in TV land. They're so caught up in the White Houses and this house and that house and these bullshit shows. That's what they caught up in. But neither do they understand that the reality of the matter is that the truth that they don't understand is going to be real strange to them when they see it. All right, so go on.
Verse 4, I will bring it forth, saith Yahweh of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief.
Right, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, the so-called white people. They stole the earth, and they stole lands and stole people, and shed a lot of blood so they can maintain their enterprise, their empire. All right, so when the Lord comes back, their blood is going to be shed. We just waiting for the Lord, baby, because we can't do it. We too weak and frail to do it. So the Lord is going to plead our cause, baby. And partially what he's going to do is manipulate the minds of the powers that be so that they can fight one another. Hence you have World War III happening. All right? So no one's getting them scot-free. It may seem like you're getting them scot-free, but no one that afflicted our people is getting them scot-free, including the Arabs too. The Muslim crew. They're not getting them scot-free either. Okay? They're gonna fight this war and they're gonna blow each other up till they can't blow each other up no more. And every last one of them that get involved in this World War III, they're gonna be right back down to the soil which they friggin' came. Okay, and that includes the so-called white people as well. When anybody that get involved in this nuclear war, or who ain't a part of the nuclear war, and they're just regular civilians, they're gonna return right back to the soil and the grave which they came. Okay, and that's the bottom line. Go on.
And into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name.
And to the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name, and that's what they do. They'll have you go to the courts and swear on the Bible and all of that kind of stuff, but yet they don't follow the Bible. And they swear falsely, by the way, because when they tell you in the courts, they say, look, speak the truth and nothing but the truth, but yet you got certain people, they still lie and quote.
Yeah.
All right, so at the end of the day, man, like I said, Esau got hell coming for his house. Go on, brother.
And it shall remain in the midst of his house.
And it shall remain in the midst of his house. What? Degradation, destruction, judgment. Go on.
And shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof.
Yep. That's it on that, right? See? Go on.
Jeremiah 4 and 7. The lion is come up from his thicket.
Yeah, that's my favorite spot. I like that. Go on, right.
And the destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way.
Right.
He has gone forth from his place.
Right.
To make thy land desolate.
Right, to make thy land desolate. And this is the Messiah speaking. This is exactly what the Messiah is going to come to do. He's going to come and bring desolation. Not to get together with everybody and have everybody get together as a rainbow coalition. It's all going to be all right now. No. When the Lord comes back here, it's going to be great destruction. All right, great death and destruction. That's what I wanted to say. So let's keep going.
And thy city shall be wasted.
Right, but thy city shall be wasted. All right, meaning this whole entire town that we call London, England there, is going to be bolted down by those missiles. And then the Messiah is going to add insult to injury. Okay? Why? Because of the atrocities that have been committed in the land. That's why. Right? That's why. And like I said, you can laugh, you can giggle about it, you can say that we're talking nonsense, we're talking rubbish. Because what you don't want to do is you don't want to believe what we're saying to be true. And I understand that, I get that. Because it's going to make you sleep good at night. All right, but guess what? It doesn't make a difference. It doesn't matter what you think. What matter is what's going to be played out on the earth, which is prophecy. So all we doing is reading you the prophecy. Go on.
And thy cities shall be waste, shall be laid waste.
And I don't care what the Christian church